meanwhile, the political stalemate in the country has taken a new turn, pitting foreign envoys and Raila Odinga against one another. The envoys want Raila to recognize Uhuru Kenyatta as the legitimate president, but the NASA leader says the envoys should mind their own business.
Opposition leader Raila Odinga has been a darling of the West, especially during the fight for multi-party democracy. But since last year's general election and the decision by the former Prime Minister to take an oath as what NASA calls the people's president, the Raila-Western envoys relationship has changed.
We want to tell them in clear terms, no uncertain terms, Kenya is an independent country, and Kenyan problems will be resolved by the Kenyan people. They can only be but observers.
11 envoys, among them U.S. Ambassador Robert Godek and British High Commissioner Nick Haley, have asked Raila to recognize Uhuru Kenyatta as Kenya's legitimate president. In a statement titled, "Kenya's democracy is at crossroads," the envoys say the opposition must accept the decision of the Supreme Court to uphold the election of October the 26th. Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto are the legitimate president and deputy president of Kenya. The opposition needs to accept this as the basis for the dialogue that it and many Kenyans want. But Raila has dismissed the calls.
Wakenya hawajaambia Amerika rais yao ni nani. Hatujaambia Waingereza waziri mkuu yao ni nani. Hatujaambia Ujerumani waziri mkuu yao ni nani. Wawaje kuambia Wakenya tu rais wa Kenya ni nani. Wakenya wenyewe wanajua, sio?
Raila was sworn in as what NASA calls the people's president on the 30th of last month. And the envoys say stalking and threatening violence are not acceptable, nor are extra-constitutional measures to seize power.
We do not need an advice from American ambassador or from a British High Commissioner. That's all.
NASA strategists and leaders have faced a crackdown which has seen arrests, withdrawal of security and cancellation of passports by the government, which has declared the NRM a proscribed group. But NASA has vowed to continue pushing for reforms, something that may open a new chapter in the opposition versus Western envoys relations. Rita Tinina, KTN News.
All right, let's now go to the specifics of what really was said by those envoys that has irked NASA leader Raila Odinga like that. Let's take a look at that statement that was sent yesterday by the envoys, signed by 11 of them, led by U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Robert Godek. The envoys say that as friends, we are deeply concerned by recent political developments in Kenya. Both the government and the opposition have taken steps that have undermined Kenya's institutions and driven wedges among its citizens. The envoys go ahead to say that a father of a multi-party democracy has made unsubstantiated claims about elections and unilaterally sworn himself as president in deliberate disregard of the constitution for which he so proudly fought. The envoys say that the government, which should be the guarantor of liberty and freedom of expression for all under the law, has shut down television stations, seized the passports of opposition leaders, refused to obey court orders, and deported a prominent opposition lawyer. These events followed 2 elections that left many Kenyans dead and many more livelihoods disrupted. They go ahead to say that we strongly urge the government to comply fully with court orders and follow legal process in appealing or contesting them. Freedom of expression, freedom of the media, and all civil rights need to be protected. When individuals are arrested, their rights should be respected and due process should be followed. They go ahead to say that citizens have the responsibility to protest non-violently, and security services should avoid unnecessary or excessive use of force. Whatever the conduct of others, the government has a special duty to protect democratic institutions and adhere to the Constitution and the rule of law at all times. The statement signed by 11 envoys finishes by saying that, meanwhile, The opposition must accept the decision of the Supreme Court to uphold the election of October the 26th. Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto are the legitimate president and deputy president of Kenya. The opposition needs to accept this as the basis for the dialogue that it and many Kenyans want. Stalking and threatening violence are not acceptable, nor are extra-constitutional measures to seize power. That is the end of that statement sent yesterday to newsrooms by Envoys, signed by 11 of them, led by U.S. Ambassador to Kenya, Robert Godek. And of course, that last bit of the statement being what has irked the opposition the most, led by their leader, NASA leader Raila Odinga. Let's ask